Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shakti. Let's take a comfortable seat. And as you take your comfortable seat, close your eyes. Let your awareness go inward as we do each and every time we connect on the mat. Bring your awareness to your presence, your satya, your true nature, your truthfulness. Connecting into this deeper sense of who we are, why we're here, what we need. So letting that sense of truthfulness or presence guide you today as we practice on the mat. Before we open our eyes and come into standing, I want you to lift your hands just off of your lap, right about your elbow level, and turn your palms up. And notice if there's any shift or awareness that may be changed because you turned your hands up. Now, without moving your elbows, just turn your palms down. And without moving your elbows, turn your palms up. See if this simple movement has any effect. When the palms are up, there's an energetic opening to the front of the body. When the palms are down, there's a little bit of an energy effect to closing the front of the body. Just notice. And then bring your hands up to your heart center, thumbs touch your breastbone, connecting once again to that presence and that deep awareness, that deep sense of wisdom. And let the class guide you and be exactly what you need today. Let's blink the eyes open, lower the hands. And we're going to start standing on our mat, and we're going to play with this idea of external and internal rotation with movement and warm-up patterns, both in the shoulders and in the hips today. You'll need blocks with you. And you'll need your weights, of course, if you're going to use them. There's never any demand to use them. It's just an option. So standing in Tadasana, if you want to use your block to help you stabilize your lower core, your lower half of your body, go ahead. You don't have to use them. So like we were doing in the beginning, standing in that strong mountain pose, we always turn the palms open because we want to energetically open the front body, and we want the shoulders to drift down the back. So drawing the legs inward, engaging this lower half of our body, palms are open. So we're going to play a little bit with our hands. As we inhale, bring the hands up and try to touch the pinkies together. And then as you exhale, flip your palms down and try to touch your thumbs behind your back. Come forward and up, inhale, touch your pinkies together. And then turn your palms down and touch your thumbs behind your back. Let's do that one more time. Working with the breath, just starting to move. Bringing awareness a little bit more to the moment. Good. And then bring your hands in front of you like we were doing when we were seated. Turn your palms up. So I want you to cross your midline, open your hands as far as you can without moving your elbows, and then reach to the walls. Do it again. Elbows by your side. Crisscross your hands. Keep your palms up, and then reach to the walls. And you can go a little higher than your shoulders. Do what feels comfortable. We're just warming up the shoulders, and we're getting into this idea of how does it feel when we're moving our shoulders in this certain way. All right, now we're just going to change this a little bit. I want you to turn your palms down, turn them back up, and then when you go out, turn them down, and then turn them up. Palms go down, palms go up, palms go down, palms come back up. So we're just messing around here, trying to get our brain and our body connected. Let's do one more. Go down and open, up and rotate down and back to center. Terrific. So sitting back in a chair posture, remember chair is a squat, so knees bend and hips bend. Keep it engaged into the front body, so you've got ribs in and belly in, so that you're not rounding your back, but you're not hanging in your lower back either. There's a nice sweet spot. Take the palms forward, palms to the sky. I want you to keep your shoulders engaged. And you're just going to pull back like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Reach back and then scoop forward. Squeeze, reach, scoop forward. Squeeze, reach, scoop forward. Good. Now keep going. Just turn your palms down and pull and push. Does that feel different? Squeeze, push. This is more of a linear movement here. One more time. Now let's play with the movement. So turn the palms up, squeeze, then turn the palms back. Reach and turn the palms up, squeeze, turn the palms up and back. So can you play with that? And then hold to the back body, interlace your fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. Again, reconnect with that front body. I say it to myself even as much as you do. And then from here, release your hands. Inhale, come to standing. And then exhale, pause for a moment. You can keep the block. We're going to play with chair pose and a little bit of balance. So let's start standing. So we'll take the arms up overhead, press the toes into the mat. Press the arms down, lift the heels off the mat. And try to go as high as you can with your heels. Push. Really get your ankles and your calves engaged. And press. And lift. Good. One more time. Hold your arms halfway out, lift the heels and stay. Really bring the energy inward. You can see I'm wobbling. Lift the heels even more and release and come down. Coming back to the chair, arms are out in front of you. Again, engage. This time when we push the arms back, I want you to come off your heels. See if you can lift your heels up without moving your head. And then lower your heels and come back. So this is harder. We're bringing a little bit more consciousness to the feet. And what the feet do has a complete and direct relationship to the knees and the hips. Lift the heels as high as you can, and then lower. I'm laughing because I'm wiggling. And one more time, up. And release. Bring it all the way to standing. Exhale, hands down. Move the block off to the side. And you're going to come inhaling. Bring your arms up over your head. Big stretch. Exhale, fold forward. Fingertips find the floor. Maybe your legs are bent so that you feel stable and supported. Inhale, come halfway up. You can reach your hands on your shins or reach them back behind you. Exhale down. We're going to come down to tabletop. Finding your way here first. Take the toes under as you inhale. Lift the tailbone, heart, and eyes. And take the feet flat. Take the tailbone down, rounding up into cat. Inhaling as you arc, bringing those shoulder blades together. Exhaling as you push into the hands and open the back body. Last time. Good. Now find a place in the middle. And we can play today a little bit with blocks. And you're welcome to try this with me or not. If you have the hard blocks, this is actually going to be a little bit easier. The foam blocks can kind of create too much of an indentation and your wrists don't like it. So you decide which it is you want to do. I'm going to use the blocks just to show you. Take one leg straight back. Take an inhale and lift the heart, and exhale, knee to nose. Push with the arms and open up that back body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. One more, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, curl. And then find your way to the straight leg behind you. Take your opposite arm forward. And pause here. Toes to the floor, palms to the floor. Breathing. And then exhale, come down. Other leg goes back, trying to keep that remembering of the lifting of the rib cage. We call it like a zip or a connection. Lift the leg as you lift the eyes. Inhale, exhale, knee to nose, round. Inhale, expand. And exhale, round. Inhale, expand. And exhale, round. Now find the leg back behind you, toes to the floor, and then reach the other arm. So we're looking at balance. We're looking at stability. A little bit of core strength here. And then exhale, lower down. Stretch back on your toes. So keep your toes turned under. Stretch back into extended child. See if you can wiggle your hands forward and come into your side body a little bit here. Breathing. And then come back to table. Toes are going to stay under. You're going to lift the knees and hover for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Take a breath. Make sure your shoulders are engaged. Make sure you're not locking your elbows. And lift. 3, 2, 1, and then lower. One more time. Take a breath. Exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Move the blocks out of the way and find your first downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal the heels, finding your sense of presence here while you're upside down. In this familiar pose, actually, bending the knees, extending back the sitting bones, maybe extending the legs if you have that freedom. And then as you feel ready, you're going to walk to the front of your mat. Come back to that forward fold. Soften your knees. Rotate your wrists around in a little circle. Inhale, come halfway up. Again, fingers can be on your shins or they can be reaching back behind you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms all the way up. Palms come together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Come back to mountain pose. Back to mountain pose. Palms are open, and there might be a little bit more energetic awareness to the sense of yourself while you're here. Take about 3 breaths. Satya, truth. It's a simplistic definition of that Sanskrit word Satya. It's our second yama out of the 8 limbs of yoga. And Satya easily translates as truth, like telling your truth, living your truth, not telling lies, those kinds of things. But it's the deeper connection is your true essence. The deeper meaning is living in the world from your true essence, from this presence, from this divine knowing. And the only way to find that is to come in and keep checking in and keep getting quiet and keep practicing so you don't get sidetracked. All right, if you want to use weights, we're going to pick them up now. And we're going to go back to the beginning when we were doing those crisscross motions. So I have a 3-pound weight. Anything 3 and under, I think you're going to be fine with. But if you start going up into 5s and 7s and 8s, when we get out here, you might think, So you're going to have to decide. Bring your elbows into your side ribs and your palms are right in front of you, like we did in the beginning. Really root down through those legs. We're going to cross over, palms up, open, palms up and reach and in. Crisscross, open, reach, and try to change the cross. I have a habit of doing my right over my left, and I'll pay attention, go, oh yeah, I've done that twice already. You got to shift it, right? Up. Now the next one, if you feel like you want to try, we're going to change that press to turning the palms down and coming back in, and cross and open and push out, palms down and back in. And if that feels too hard, stay with the palms up. I'm asking for internal and external rotation of the shoulder, and that's not always easy. One more time. Crisscross with palms up, and then push out with palms down. Good. Release to the floor. Take a moment. Taking the thumb side of the, what are these called? Dumbbells. We're going to turn the hand sideways, and as we go up, we're going to come palm up and try to turn towards the pinky finger side. We did this in the warm-up. And then you release and come all the way down and touch the thumb side behind you. So you're up, around, pinky side, up, around, thumb side. Keep drawing the energy of the front body to the back body, meaning ribs in, navel in and up. Keep the legs really active. Again, you can go ahead and use your block here for this little series. We're not moving the legs around. And around and back. And you can maybe feel or sense your weaker ranges, right? Last one. Okay. Come back to standing. We're going to go to the squat. So bend the knees, hip hinge. Think front body to back body, elbows in. So think about the palms being forward. This time we're going to reach forward, pull, squeeze, and extend back. Reach forward, pull and squeeze, extend back. So nice, easy, linear movement. We're not getting too far away from the body. And then forward, back, and squeeze, and come back in. Now turn the palms over, palms down now. Reach, pull, press. This is a different movement. Same movement, different pattern, different, a little bit more focused to the front of the shoulder and the rear shoulder. All right, now we're going to flip it around. So I want you, when you're reaching forward, your palms are down, pull back, palms to the floor when you're back here. So flip your hands halfway through, in, push, in, reach. One more time, push, in, and reach. Good. Come to standing, hands together. So coming to standing again, you're welcome to use your blocks. We're going to stay stationary for a moment. Take two weights in one hand. And again, the most important thing is that you don't bring your elbow back here. Try to keep your elbow in front of you or lined up with your shoulder on the back body, not towards the front body. And we're going to hold the hand about parallel with your own shoulder. This arm can rest on your belly, your waist, or back here. Externally rotate the hand and curl to the shoulder and all the way down towards the leg. So you're in external rotation. Okay. And down, up, and down. Let's do one more. And I'm going to add a movement. I'm going to take this over your head. So you're going to curl, push up, palms forward, come back, palms to your shoulder, and then down. So make sure that you keep that external rotation in the shoulder as you lower. This next time that we come down, I want you to sit in a squat. So you're lowering and down, and you're up and you push. And you sit and you squat. Now this other hand could be on your leg. Remember, it can be out here if you feel like you want more support. And down and up and push. Go ahead and rest. Switch your hands. When I cross my weights, I'm holding one in my hand and I crisscross the other one and hook it with my thumb. Externally rotate the shoulder. Keep the elbow underneath your shoulder. And then just start from the bottom, curl and down. Stand nice and strong, press through your legs, pull the energy inward, lift the pelvic floor and the lower belly in and up. So you always have that foundation. Now go over your head. Palm faces me as you push up. Palm faces your shoulder as you come down. Up, push, in and down. Next time, if you want, you can squat. So you come down and you sit. You curl and push You come down and you sit. Curl and push. Down, and one more time. Up and push. Down and sit. Now stay in your squat, just bring your weights to your chest. I'm going to turn so you can see. And we're in the squat, right? We're in our chair pose. Take your right leg back. So you're in a high lunge. And then you can keep your weights together, or you can separate them hand to hand. I'm going to keep mine together just so I can show you. You're going to push straight up, bend the elbows, push up, and then lower. Push up, bend the elbows. Now, option, when you bend the elbows, you could bend the knee. Up and in. Push, bend, push. One more time. Push, bend, push, and hold steady. Now put both weights in your, whatever leg is back, it's that hand. All righty? So finding your row here, I want you to come forward. I don't want you to drop all the way down. So just come forward like you're in a straight line. And then pull with your palm forward and reach down with your arm palm in. Palm forward, palm in. So you're holding your body completely steady. Front leg is probably talking to you a little bit. Pull. And one more time. Pull and down. Let's bring the weights together. Come to standing all the way up for a moment. Maybe shake your legs out. And then we'll come back to that seat again. So chair pose. Connect. Weights at your chest. Take the other leg and step back. So hopefully you're on your other side. Bring your weights up over your head, straighten this back leg, bend, straighten, down. So you're welcome to stay right here, working on shoulders and triceps. If you want to add the knee, it happens when you bend the hands. And up, pause, lift, bend, push up, pause. 2 more. So working in the legs and the upper body, core connects it all. All right, now come forward a little bit. So you're putting your body on a diagonal. Put the weight in your other hand and come down so that your palm is facing your body. You're going to row back, palm faces forward. Row down, palm faces forward or backward. Curl and reach. Try not to move your body. Curl and reach, curl, and one more time, really working on pulling those shoulder blades together, and reach. Okay, bring your feet together, bend, and get rid of the weights for a minute, hands on the floor. Start to extend the legs a little bit, let go of the head, maybe straighten one leg and then the other. We did a little bit of hamstring work just now. Plant your hands, step back into your first plank pose. Now, as you're in your plank pose, I want you to think about pulling up the front body to the back body, energizing the legs so that you feel like they're coming toward each other. Soft elbows, active fingers, thinking about your whole body as a unit. Good, knees to the floor, glide down to the mat, elbows right next to you. Walk your feet back, roll the shoulders back, and come into a low cobra. From here, take a breath, and as you exhale, look over your right shoulder like you're trying to see your right foot. Come back to your center. Exhale, left shoulder, see your left foot. Come back to center and lower. Let's try that again. Inhale, come up, squeeze elbows in. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center and down. Last time, lifting up, hands stay quiet. Twist, so you're using your upper back. Come to center. Twist, don't forget to turn your head. Come to center and down. Hands right by your ribs, push yourself up. and come to tabletop. Tabletop number 2, I'd like you to use your blocks again. And I want you to put the blocks like you did before, right underneath your hands, if you were using them before. Okay? So you're in tabletop, but your hands are elevated, and there's a reason for this. Shoulders are on your back. Connect your front body to your back body. So the first round we hovered, yeah? We lifted the knees off the mat, but this time I want you to turn the knees to the left and drop your heels to the right. Come back to center, turn your knees to the right, heels to the left. Come back to center and down. We're gonna do that twice more. Take a breath, hover, twist, center, twist, center, and down. Last time. Hover, twist, center, twist, center, and down. Keep your toes turned under, bring your feet and your knees together and come sitting on your heels. While you're here, interlace your fingers, push your hands away, and come up. Release your hands, take your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers, and reach down and away. So go where you can go here. It's a little bit of a moment to rest. Breathe, and then relax. Okay, we're going to shift a little bit to a lying down position. So what I'd like you to do is lie on your side. You're not going to need your weights ultimately. Oh, actually, you do need your weights, so keep them with you. Where's mine? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is stay up on the shoulder, up on the elbow, palms down. We want to pay attention to the ribs that they don't collapse like this, because your shoulders and your ear, nothing's integrated. So you want to lift up, feel the shoulder connect into your socket. This is lifted, and this is where you want to stay. All right? So pick up your weight in your other arm, and we're going to play with this a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is just lift the hand, keeping the elbow close to the body, and lower the hand. 3 more times. Lift the hand, lower the hand. So not changing the hand position, it's just staying in a neutral. Try not to bring your elbow behind you. Now the next part of this is to push to the ceiling. So you open the hand, and then you push straight up, bring it back in, and lower. So try to work your arm somewhere around your waist area. So don't let your hand come up here otherwise. Lift, push overhead. Are you still lifting your rib cage? Down, and lift, and up, and down, and down. Good. Take a moment to come up. We're going to stay on that side, but I just want you to relax that shoulder. Sometimes that can be a hard part. When your hand is out on the mat, you want to be pushing into the hand so that it keeps the whole shoulder integrated and you don't end up hanging in the tendons. So let's come back down. Now we're going to keep the knees bent. I'm not going to need the weight, but I am going to keep this idea of lifting, okay? Lift this top leg up. So we're going to bring the knee towards the chest, and then we're going to push the leg away. Knee towards the chest, exhale. Push the leg away. So this is exactly like what we were doing when we were on all fours in the tabletop. One more time. In and push. Now hold the leg straight back. You want it straight in line with your body. You're going to tap and lift. Now the tendency is to move your body like this. I want you to keep your ribs up and only go where you can go with your ribs up. It's very limited. We're isolating this whole outer leg and hip. Can you feel that? All right, one more. Hold the leg up, put the hand that's free and come forward slightly. You're going to bring your knee in and push your leg behind you. Bring your leg in and push your leg behind you. So letting yourself be a little bit more fluid here. Keep the rib cage lifted. Push. One more time. Now hold the push back behind you and tap the toe and lift. Again, don't let yourself sag. You're keeping yourself lifted. down and up, down and up, down and up. Notice you're not moving your back. This isn't moving, ribs are lifted. And last one. Shoo. Bring that leg out in front of you. Give it a little shimmy shake. All righty. So did your shoulder get more tired or did your leg get more tired? This is internal, external rotation of the shoulder and of the hip. All right, so let's go to the second side. And we're gonna start with the arm. So remember, elbow ahead of the shoulder, hands on a diagonal, not straight up in front of you. Push into your hand and lift your ribs and feel how that integrates everything. And then grab your weight, again, right around your waist area. You're just gonna lift up and lower down. If you have a weakness here, and you can't lift your hand without a lot of other areas of your body helping you, then I want you to put the weight down and just go through the range of motion. So bring it up, push it overhead, lower it back in, and land. Keep lifting your ribs because the default is to land and lay down and get lazy. Right? And down, and lift up, push overhead, and in. Last time, lift, push overhead, in, and down. Good. And just like we did on the other side, come on up, shake off that arm a little because we have to be back on it. And then come back down. So keep thinking about lifting the ribs. And then this top leg is going to come up off of the other leg, about parallel with your own hip. It doesn't have to be higher. If you try to lift it higher, you're going to collapse. And bring the knee towards your chest, and then bring the leg straight in line with your body. Notice how I want to fall down. Keep lifting, knee, and push. Keep lifting, knee, and push. And knee, and then hold the push out and just drop the foot down and lift. Again, lift up the rib cage. If you're weaker, you're going to want to drop it. And it doesn't have to go high. If it's an inch off the floor, that's actually great. All right, now take your free hand, drop it in slightly so your upper body slightly turned. You're going to bring this top leg, knee touches the floor and then pushes behind you. Down and back. Keep thinking about lifting here and back. And down and back. One more time, nice and slow. Down and hold here. Go ahead and tap the toe and lift. Keep lifting your ribs. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap. Don't let yourself cheat. Tap and lift. One more time. Tap and lift. Woo! All right. Turn on your belly. Coming up into Sphinx pose for a moment, just to give yourself a moment. And separate your feet. We'll do that little twist that we did before. So looking over your right shoulder at your right foot. Inhale, center. Look over your left shoulder at your left foot. And center. Do that one more time each side, just releasing. Center and over. And center. Lower yourself down. Hands go right next to your ribs, shoulders on your back. Can you lift your belly and push yourself straight up and go to your downward facing dog? Downward facing dog. Breathing. And then go ahead and come down onto your knees for our last little drill here with the blocks. So I want you to take them and put them back underneath your hands. And you can do all of this without the blocks. It just gives you more space to move around when you have them. Okay? So knees under hips, toes turned under, hands on the blocks. The first round, we lifted up the knees. The second round, we twisted. This third round, see if you can lift off that one hand. Come back to center, come back to center. Twist, lift up the other hand. So if I'm twisting to the right, I'm lifting the right hand. Twist knees to the left, lift up the left hand. If you're here with me, take your bottom knee and your elbow and touch. Down, center. Twist right, Lift the right hand up, left knee, right arm touches. Back, center. See if you do it again. Twist, lift, crunch. Back. One more time. Twist, lift, crunch. Back, down, rest. All right, a lot going on there. Turn your toes under, come back. Arms come out in front of you. Shoulders, bend your elbows. Right elbow over left, hook if you can. So you're going to twist a little bit to the left. Come to center. Twist a little bit to the right. Notice what arm you have on top. Reach around, interlace your fingers, push down and back. Stand your toes. Come forward. Shoulders, bend. Opposite arm, it's my left. Twist to the right. Come to center. Twist to the left. Come to center. Release. See if you can interlace your other finger on top. It's the weird way. And then release. Move the blocks out of the way and find your final downward facing dog. For the challenge, we just did a challenge, that one twisty thing, that was a fun challenge. Here's another one. Come forward into your plank. You can stay here, you can stay in dog, you can rest. Drop a knee and center. Drop a knee and center. Drop a knee and drop a knee. Drop a knee, knee. 4 and 5. Downward facing. And take one more breath here. And let yourself come down into tabletop. We want to make our way down onto the mat on your back. You don't need the blocks anymore, but you might want to have one of your weights with you, 1 or 2. So once you lie on your back, keep your knees bent. You're going to lift your hips up and reset your hips. And then kind of find a place where you're happy. So remember, we've been spending a lot of time on your neutral. When you zip up the front or you connect it, you don't push your back to the floor. So can you find that? Feels like everything's coming in together, and then you're going to hold that position. Bring your feet and your knees together. You're welcome to use your weights here, and I'll show you how. So if you want your weights, you're going to hold them up over your head, shoulders stay on your back. You're going to lift your hips, open your knees and your feet, close your knees and your feet, and drop your hips and your weights. Lift your hips, push up, open and bend the elbows, close and push up, lower everything down. Push up and lift, knees open, hands bend, push up and down. Lift, open, press, down. Notice how you've got to coordinate everything, making it feel like a smooth integration, coming from that place of satya, truth. All right, true nature. And everybody's got their own level of exertion here. Everybody's got their own divine knowing. Where should you be with this? Maybe you like a lot of work. Maybe today's your day to not go so hard. Good. And then rest. Separate your feet a little bit, but you can keep your knees bent. Second movement here is to take your arms or your weights, soften your elbows, shoulders on your back. You're going to raise the arms over your head. If you can touch the floor with your weights, do so, and watch that you don't open up your back. So keep everything in neutral. Exhale and come to center. Inhale, going back. Exhale, come to center. If you can think about it, expand your ribs when you're inhaling. An optional movement here is to lift your head when you come up. Exhale and lift. And if you're doing that, your spine will go down to the floor. You don't have to come up high. The height is not important. If you want to do this movement, but your neck feels tired, just put something under your head so you don't have to lift your head up as far. All right, second movement pattern. Can you leave your hands over your head? Got my weights resting on the floor, but my arms are, just actively hugging in. And we want to bring our legs up. Feet can touch or cross. And from here, we could do the same thing and I can add on. So as we exhale, we bring the arms up. And then if you want, you could try to tap the feet down when your arms come down. Exhale. Remember, come from your truth. Don't do something that it's too hard or you can't hold your neutral position. And if you want the full Monty, lift your head, lower your head, move the feet a little bit further away from you. The longer your legs are, the harder this is. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. So you can move the arms and the head, or the arms, head, and legs. Good. And rest. All right. Set your weights a little bit off to the side. Separate your feet and let your knees just drift to the sides. It's an easy releasing movement. From here, take your arms either straight out or like a V or cactus and stay to one side. Now, once you're on that one side, you've got an option to take this top leg, bring it over, and see if you can touch your knee toward the floor. Now, I can't do that because of my wall, but I could push into the wall, and I've now got a much more active action coming in through my chest and my armpit. If the knee is able to internally rotate toward the floor, you don't have to force that. Everybody's got their own range. Come back to center. Separate your feet and go the other way. So drop the knees over and you can stay right here. Or you can take this top leg up and over and see, not the foot, but the knee. So the foot's in the air. What? Doesn't go? And then come up to center. Taking your arms down, walk your knees over to the, let's start with the right. I want you to bring your knees up and then go over to the left. And I'd like you to put a block underneath your legs because I'm going to teach you something that can be really helpful to your SI joint, but you don't want to be too far over. Okay, so my right arm is extended, my legs are going to the left. And what I want to try to do here is press my knee down and lift my foot up of the top leg. Knee down, foot up. And you can see I don't go very far. My internal rotation is not all that big. Knee down, foot up. Good, come back to center. Switch your sides, hips go to the left, knees come up and go to the other side. And again, put something either under or between your legs. All right, doesn't matter. You're going to limit your twist here. And then knee down, foot up. Now I'm encouraging my leg to go internally rotated, opening up the left shoulder. It's kind of amazing, isn't it, that your foot is like, wait, how come it doesn't go anywhere? Some people are very loose, and if they're too loose, then of course you get into overstretching. So press your knee into your other knee then as you lift up your foot. Good, inhale, come back to center and place your hips back in the middle. Last one here, cross over ankle. Now we're in external rotation, lifting everything up, more familiar movement. And you're just here. Let yourself roll in, let yourself roll up. So posterior tilt, lower back to the floor, anterior tilt, lower back off the floor. Good. and then let it rest. Switch sides. Knee open, lifting up. So you can stay steady, or you can play with that, pulling it in and expanding it out. Noticing what feels good and what doesn't. Alrighty, and then feet on the floor. Crisscross your shins. Lift your knees up. See if you can grab your feet. So you're on your opposite feet with your hands. Your feet are close to your body. And you just rock a little bit. Let yourself relax. Maybe give your back a little massage. And then draw the knees in towards your chest. Move the knees away as you hold on to your feet. Knees towards your chest. Exhale. Knees away. Inhale. Last one. Now, if you can hold onto your feet, I'm going to let go a little bit and just hold with my fingers. Let your feet drift all the way to the floor in this position and let go and see what that feels like. It's a nice stretch for your internal rotators. Arms come up over your head. Good. Release your hands. Now, noticing when you bring your knees up, what leg is on top, and then uncross them. Readjust yourself, and then let's try the other side. So, other shin is on top. Bring your knees up, grab your feet. And you can grab your ankles, you can grab your outer feet, you can grab your big toes. Give them a hug, so you're holding them close to the body. Then as you inhale, the knees move away from your body. And as you exhale, the knees move close to your body. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then again, hold lightly with your fingers. See if you can keep your feet close to you as you lower your feet and your legs down. Let go. See if you can let go. Now interlace your hands the normal way and then change the cross. Push up and over. So this is your unfamiliar side, both in your legs and in your arms. Release. Bring your knees to your chest, uncross your ankles, and give them a little hug. Gentle rock side to side. And then feet to the floor, arms to the floor, find Shavasana. Palms are open, adjusting so that you feel really neutral and happy. Coming back into that presence, that satya, that true essence, that deep inner knowing. When you're done moving around, take a nice deep breath. Exhale and let go completely. Feeling and sensing your body relaxing. Your mind quieting. And as you inhale, call in what you want for yourself today. As you exhale, let go of anything that's not serving you. So I like this idea of calling in whatever it is you need. With the inhale, letting go of whatever you don't need with the exhale. Take a longer and deeper breath. And start to bring your awareness back into your body and the space around you. Gently starting to move your fingers and your toes, your arms and your legs, stretching yourself back. When you feel ready, you can bend your knees. Gently roll to a side. And find your way up to sitting. Keep your eyes closed and your energy quiet. And once you're seated, bring your hands to your heart. Every single time we come to the mat, we have the opportunity to practice satya, connecting to this truth or our true nature. And letting that guide us as we step off of the mat and go out into our world. It's what the yogis call yoga off the mat. As always, with much gratitude for our time together, our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, everyone.